Alrighty, this is TanAI, and this was built by Tan, Luke, Lindsay, and Ethan. And TanAI is a tanning app that integrates AI via a bunch of data pipelines with UV indexes sent in, skin tone analysis being sent in, as well as location and weather. And the AI uses all that knowledge to create and curate safe and efficient tanning routines that you can reuse, share with your friends, and essentially meet your tanning goals. Our major first highlight is AI routine generation, and this is kind of the entire workflow. So a user opens the app, uploads a quick selfie, and the single photo is all 10AI needs to get to work. It generates a routine, and as you can see right now, you are playing through it. It's an interactive routine that you can skip through if you want to be done with it, and essentially it provides a lot of options like when to flip sides, when to reapply sunscreen, and when to take a shade break, and when to rehydrate. Everything that is important is timed, and everything is intentional, and it's all related to safety. And then with one tap, the routine begins, as you saw. And yeah, after it's essentially done, as you saw in the video, you can essentially see a timeline, and you could track your progress by looking through all the different images you sent to track how much tan you've gotten between the start and end date. And there's other features that we'll mention later on, but this is only the start. You can also share with your friends your progress, and yeah, really just maximize the amount of time you're spending in the sun and ensuring that you are safe while ensuring that you get a great tan. So yeah, this is our first highlight.
One of our other core main functionalities is the ability for users to create custom routines. So instead of using the AI functionality, they can go to the routine tab and click build my own routine. There, they can select their skin type and build a routine using the same steps that the AI would output. So they can click on a step, set an optional duration, or take different breaks or applying sunscreen. And after they save their routine, they'll be able to run it just like any other routine generated by the AI. And they can also see their progress in the timeline, just like the other routines.
One of the features that I added was the ability for users to change their profile pictures to further customize their accounts. Another thing was the ability for users to send, accept, reject, and remove friend requests. So here in the video, I am actually adding a friend, and then the request is going to go through, and then I will accept the friend request on the other account, and then it should pop up here as approved. There it is. So that is kind of how that works. And then another thing I did was set up the ability for users to share their routines. So they can share it from within the progress timeline on the actual card like you see here. At the bottom, they can just click share routine, and then it should pop up a little link. Another option is to click the share button from the little preview button here. And then once the link is shared, this is just a test button, but this is what it looks like to receive this shared routine. So at the top it says who it was shared from, and then it shows the full routine. And then at the bottom, there's going to be a button to add it to your timeline so that the user who received the routine can actually view it on their own timeline and do the routine if they would like to.
Hello, this is Tan, so I'm gonna go through my contribution highlights that I worked on. Mainly, I'm pretty much working on the user interaction, the UX UI. I'm gonna go through the app that I talk about. So most of the UX UI, I kind of like work on that a lot. So I will go through. I work on friends function here. This is how the UI looks like, and it changed a lot. You can click, move, add friends, how many friends you have, also leaderboard that it create, rank, and how they are stand up. So it show the number of streak that you have, your rank, your streak, and how many plays you have. Also function you create friends, and also show all the users when you want to add any friends. Is for example. And then I'm going to talk about the routine that I also work on. So for the routine, you can build your own routine. It's not other people make that, but I built a lot of my routine timeline, you're able to select to see which one, or you can also go through all the timeline and go individual. So all the UI it make all of these, that looks pretty good and they looks pretty nice. And then I worked on the UV as well, the function that I worked, and I work a lot on the all of these setting stuff. So appearance that I created dark mode. This is how it looks. It looks pretty good. All the dark mode, and I'm just gonna keep the dark mode on since we see all the light mode. Go to privacy. This is how all the thing I add all of these contact all the user. All the dark mode looks great. That's what I create. See the ranking. That looks great. Perfect on the UI, the user account. And I've pretty much just working on the function as well, and also be able to make the friends, and that is pretty much what I did. Thank you.
Here are some of our team's major engineering contributions. So Ethan worked a lot with the Firebase authorization, setting up the UV index, and some notification work. Luke did some things like creating the generate routine cloud function, push notification infrastructure, and also worked on the custom routine feature. Tan worked a lot on the weather and UV Firebase callables and just working with those features. He also worked on the home and profile UI refresh and the friends leaderboard streak. And then I worked on the AI response page UI, the friends page, a social toggle, and then the profile picture upload. Our main goal when we set out was to create an app that allowed users to build their own AI-generated tanning routines, and we successfully completed that. Some other things that we had set out to do was integrating UV and weather data into our app. So we integrated the UV and weather data to directly influence the AI's response. So the AI would use the user's skin type as well as the weather data to create the perfect personalized tanning routine. Another thing that we did was add streak tracking and progress features to allow the user to track their previous tanning routines and sessions and be able to start and kind of rerun the same routines over and over again. All of these things we ended up completing successfully, and we even did some additional things like adding AI notifications and tanning reminders, as well as adding monthly session tracking for users to see, and adding some friends and social features to allow the app to kind of have some gaming features which have users see each other's tanning routines, their streak tracking, things like that to gamify the app. Over the 3 terms, we definitely ran into a lot of challenges, but in those challenges, we learned a lot of different things. One challenge we faced was PR cycle delays. So whether it was inconsistencies in code quality or just confusing code, we did have a couple instances where we needed to kind of pause and communicate the expectations for certain pieces of code, what it was doing, and then go back and actually fix it once our team had kind of aligned on our goals. Another thing was protocol bypassing with people deploying functions or data to production without explicit merge approval, which led to a couple of complications and setbacks. Another thing was stability risks. So direct production pushes occasionally broke our code or introduced broken code into production-ready environments, which also caused a lot of setbacks. But I would say that with all of these challenges that we faced, we really learned the importance of over-communication and making sure that before we make any big changes, especially to our main code, we are communicating what the changes are, what the changes are doing, and how it's going to affect the code, and making sure that everybody is on board before we push these changes to our main code. Over the past 3 terms, our team definitely grew a lot, technically and personally. We got better at working in agile development settings and learning how to communicate more clearly. I would say that we also got better at dividing up our responsibilities and working together towards the same goal. As we spent more time working together, we also became much more comfortable asking each other questions, giving updates, and overall just understanding each other's work styles. One thing that worked really well for us was splitting up tasks based on each person's strengths and skills and also their interests. This helped us to work more efficiently because things were getting done in just a smoother manner. One thing that didn't work as well was waiting until the last minute for certain tasks, especially tasks that were the foundation for other people to build upon. So when we waited to the last minute, other people weren't able to complete their tasks, which caused some problems and setbacks. I think that we've learned a lot as a team, but for TanAI, we have decided to keep this as just a capstone project and not build on it after. Some last final thoughts. Our team worked really well together, and it was a really great experience for all of us to collaborate and learn together and have this project under our belts. We also maintained strong communication throughout our development and were really quick to communicate any problems that came up and worked towards an efficient goal or solution. Each team member brought different skills and strengths to this project, and by dividing tasks based on individual experience and interests, we were able to develop this project much more effectively. Overall, this was a great experience for each of us, and we learned so much and are really grateful that we got to work on TanAI together. Thank you.